It's your free time, or maybe you're just bored at the office. You grab your laptop, phone, or turn on the television. You open your favorite streaming platform, pick a series or a movie to pass the time, and hope it will save you from boredom. 2 minutes in, your eyes are glued to the screen. Your mind is captivated. This is it. One of the best shows or movie you have ever seen. You can't wait to see how it ends and tell your friends about this gem you discovered. Or 20 minutes in, your mind drifts, you're back on your phone, scrolling through something more entertaining. The show you picked, it's now just a background noise. So, what makes some of the movies or shows unforgettable, while others are, well, forgettable? Why do some stories pull us in while others push us away? That's exactly why I decided to make this video. I am tired of scrolling through the streaming platforms, searching for a local movie or series to watch something different from the usual Hollywood blockbusters, only to find most of them unwatchable. Now, don't get me wrong, I have found a few local shows that were genuinely entertaining. I watched them all the way through without forcing myself. But here's the kicker: one of them was made in 2012. Between then and now, only two other managed to hold my attention. And sure, maybe there is a hidden gem out there I haven't discovered yet. But in this social media era, where good content spread like wildfire, I doubt I am missing much. So what's the problem? Why is it so hard to find entertaining local content on streaming platforms? Are we incapable of creating a global hit like La Casa de Papel or Squid Game? I don't think so. I believe we can produce movies and series that can resonate internationally, but something is holding us back. After years of thinking about this, I've come to a conclusion. There's one critical thing that's often overlooked, and if we fix it, everything else will fall into place. But before we get to that, let's break down the movie making process. The movie making process has four main phases: pre production, production, post production, and the fourth is distribution and marketing. In the pre production phase, this is where it all begins. Funding is secured, scripts are written, directors are hired, and the team is assembled. Casting, location scouting, and planning happens here. Then we move to the production phase. This is where the magic or the chaos happens. The script comes to life as actors perform and the crew captures the footage. Then we move to the post production. The raw footage is edited, sound is designed, visual effects are added, and the final product is polished. Then to the fourth phase, where distribution and marketing happens. The movie is released to the world, whether in theaters or in streaming platforms or at film festivals. Marketing ensures it gets noticed. After all this hard work, the movie is finally released. But if the story doesn't resonate, all that effort goes to waste. I've been around filmmakers. I've even been involved in shooting a pilot. I worked hard and did not get paid. In fact, I ended up spending some of my own money. But when I saw the final product, I didn't want my name in the credits. But why? One reason: because it was bad. And the reason you have never heard of it, it was rejected by the company that commissioned it. So why do some of the local show feel so bad? Is it because they are competing with Hollywood blockbusters with $1 million budgets and world-class talent? Honestly, I don't think that's the whole story. I believe local film can compete, but they often don't. And the reason? It all comes down to one thing. The problem lies in the story, specifically in the pre-production phase. If studios and filmmakers put 80% of their effort into developing a compelling story and the remaining 20% into executing it well, you'd start seeing hit movies and series. But how do you develop the right story? Let's look at a case study. In 2006, Little Miss Sunshine was released. It had a modest budget of 8 million but earned over $100 million worldwide and won 2 Oscars, including the Best Original Screenplay. The screenwriter, Michael Ant, I'm not sure how to spell the name, later worked on the Toy Story 3. In a video he titled Toy Story 3, Mistakes Made, Lesson Learned, he shared his process. Even after winning an Oscar, he spent 3 years refining the script. He would write a draft, turn it into a storyboard with voiceovers, and gather feedback from the panel of experts. Then he would rewrite, repeat the process, and refine until the story was perfect. This is the same process Pixar uses for all its movies, and it's why almost every Pixar film is a hit. I am not suggesting that you spend 3 years on a script, but you need to invest time and effort into developing a story that works. Here's my suggestion. 1. Write your first draft. 2. Share it with experts or consultants who know screenwriting. 3. Get feedback, revise and repeat. 4. Create a dummy version of your movie with storyboards, voiceovers, and dialogue. 5. Test it with an audience or a panel of experts. Finally, keep refining it until you have a story that works. If you do this, if you put 80% of your effort into the story, the rest will fall into place. Doing the hard work upfront can make your movie relevant for years. Some filmmakers are still known for work they did 10, 15, or even 20 years ago. But if you ignore this step, you risk adding your movie or series to the pile of forgettable movies that people watch while they're scrolling on their phones.
So that we can look at those still drawings with scratch dialogue, scratch music, sit back, watch it on a big projection video, and that film will tell us if it's working or not. If it's working in our story reels, when we animate it and put the colors to it, it's going to work even better. If it's not working in the story reels, the animation won't save it.
In essence, it lets us beta test and iterate our film before we make it.
So take your time, develop your stories that people want to watch. And speaking of great stories, join me next time for a 2-part series where I'll be diving into what I consider the best movie Kenya has ever produced. In part 1, I'll be recapping the movie, and in part 2, I will break down what made it work. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.